followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence for Ruth Moore. May she rest in peace. Thank you. Ruth was so fundamental in this town for many, many years. And her friend and people, Francis Ingram, hopefully next spring, we spoke to Sal Martino, and we are hoping to plant a tree in her honor, her favorite tree. And Sal said it would be best if it's done next April in memory of her for the town to do. So I just wanted to bring heads to that. And she was going to come tonight, Francis, but she didn't quite feel well enough. So, meeting called to order. Motion to amend the agenda, if any, to adopt. May I please have that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Motion to accept minutes for the meeting on August 2nd. May I please have that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize budget transfers, if any, and there wasn't. May I have that motion? There was none.
You don't need a motion, but I'll make a motion.
Yeah, I like the motion anyhow.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Oh, there you go.
Motion to pay audit vendors claim for this month, August bills. A fund is a total of $10,542.80. The B fund is $291.74. The DB fund is $39,391.47. May I please have a motion to pay those vendors' claims?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. We need a resolution to pay invoice for Bobcat in the amount of $50,855.26 and Debrino Caulking Associates in the amount of $75,100. That resolution, Andy has drew up that resolution. I need a first and a second.
I'll make the motion to pay Bobcat and Debrino.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. So here, Andy, she just wants to make sure she's gonna do this, all right? There was Timothy Owen. Deborah Johnson. Okay, and then Andy will take this one.
There's two separate ones.
Just have him sign it.
Yes.
I just have to add one, all the names.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to accept all direct correspondence as listed on the back. May I please have that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public presentation, I have none. Motion to accept committee departmental. The building department, please.
Building department. This month, what should I say, August, we had 31 transactions, 27 of which were issuing permits and certificates of compliance or occupancies. We roughly brought in about $2,500, came through the office in the month of August. Something we've started was we're now focusing on violations. I've been issuing out orders of remedy, and out of that, have had really a good response. The town law says, give them 30 days. I've been giving them 10 days, for depending on the violation, and they've been complying within 5 days. So everything from grass and refrigerators out in the front yard to a business that thought they can open up a used car lot in the front yard. and they removed the 12 cars that were out there. Kevin and I have now completed our training as building inspectors, and we are now certified in New York State as building inspectors. We've completed our first course for the next set of classes, and next week we'll be starting our second class, and our final class will be in October. So we will both be in the registered New York State Code Enforcement Officers for the state. Kevin and I are also going to be certifying and registering as a code enforcement team members for the state, that if there's a state emergency, that we'll be able to respond and represent Kinderhook and go out to other counties within the state to help out in any emergency or anything like that where they are going to need code enforcement officers. Other than that, that concludes my report, and my report is submitted. Thank you, and I will see you guys.
Yep, go to your
Thanks,
next
Tom.
meeting. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
Drive slow. Smart Committee, well, Phil's not here, he had an emergency, personal emergency, so he's not here. I know I have a charging station, battery up on the office waiting for him, and I don't know, do you have anything to report, Phil, or say?
No, just, well, you're probably aware of the fact that Jolene Race has applied for a grant for the for the county for recycling,
Yes,
and that they're also discussing a pilot program for food waste recycling and composting at two of the transfer stations in
right.
the county. That's all I got. What do you have? You have the modem in your office? Is that what it is for the?
Oh, no, it's just this big, it's not a big.
Yeah, it's probably a modem because they upgraded to a 4G systems
Oh.
because of all the changes by the providers. I know in the village, we had a problem where nothing was being recorded when people used it.
Oh,
It still works, but you don't.
yeah, somebody was out there today,
That was me.
no, it worked.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, was you?
I was testing it out, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
No,
Phil said he'll get to it, so.
Yeah, because then you'll get, probably the guys that put it in from, plug-in stations online, they're right here in Valatia.
Right,
They'll send over a tech to replace it for you.
oh, okay, oh, that's good to know,
Yeah.
good to know, because
Mhm.
Bill will look at it and it's like, okay. If it was building, yeah, okay, well, that's good, I'll let him know that,
Thank you.
thank you. For myself, now, on my committees alone, I sat in on a broadband whole speculation down in the county. It was a part of our Board of Supervisors meeting, and also I had Tucker give me a whole, whole information on it also. Columbia County is actually very good on broadband, believe it or not, we're one of the best in upstate New York. We have a breakdown of where people are. We have 13, we have dwellings of 38, 13 locations for broadband to go in, and we just got the roadmap, and they have been going by parcel to pick them out, and so we are moving ahead on that. We're just meeting with all the not the companies that actually do broadband and so forth, like Consolidated, Mid-Hudson, and a few of the others, and there's a couple of those companies that we are gearing up with. And the county, we've done very well, so I have to say that much about it. The people that are doing this whole broadband study and everything was so impressed with how Columbia County and all the towns have worked on it and what we have done. I know I got a couple, during homeschooling, I got a couple of houses that were able to have internet and service myself way up on Mile Hill. So that was a very good thing to do, and we loved it. the other thing I want to report on is that we had over 500 people Saturday for the 911 Remembrance Day of Remembrance. I could not have done it without the committee that we had, and especially Narrabelle Fire Company. Wayne Hike and his people pitched in from day one, and we had 16 fire companies, and everybody that came, it was very emotional, but it was very somber, and it was very enlightening with the speakers. And I have to say thank you to the committee, Steve Quezar, Barbara Berger, Debbie Johnson, Wayne Hike, Amy Greisner, who am I missing? And Ann Muller, of course. It was a great team effort. We coordinated this very well, and we had a lot of volunteers, but we also had a lot of donations of people with the foods. Kodak Fire Department had only 4 hot dogs out of 260 hot dogs left. So they worked very hard on giving out that. So, and they donated all that. Hannaford donated, the Elks Club here in Kinderhook donated. So it was really a good day, and it was memorable. I got a lot of good feedback, a lot of good people saying how wonderful it was. And we were presented by Susan, and I'm gonna look for a frame. We have a flag from 9/11 for the heroes that we will display here in the town hall. We already have one for the 9/11 memorial, but we will display that as soon as I get it framed up. So I wanted to say that. Gonna cry through half of it, so that's just me. Tri-Village Seniors, I had a great meeting with them, and sat down with them and we talked. I shared all the OFA, of the aging stuff. They gave me a lot of good feedback. They are pleased with all the things that they are getting from the county and from the town, and they went on their first field trip already, and that was like the highlight of the thing. They are now feeling a little bit at ease now to start going to the shopping and to CVS with the bus transportation that they've been getting from OFA. And they're starting to come out again, which means a lot to them. And that's what they said. Our seniors, was one lady there, was the first time she was out in over a year and a half. So it means a lot to these people. And they love the services that they are provided with. I think that's all. Anybody else from the committee? Okay, public comment? Ladies before gentlemen, sorry. 3-minute limitation.
Oh, I know, you'll run the clock.
Yeah, your clock.
There was no committee report, about the recreation committee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, about our summer playground, I will say, our summer playground, we averaged 90 to 100 children every day. No sicknesses, no COVID, and the kids are already signing up for next year. They loved it. They loved the counselors. Bob Hanna and Barbara Berger and his counselors did a great job, which was wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, can I restart my 3 minutes, because that's
Yes.
not really.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
There was no report about the Recreation Commission meeting that was held on August 4th, I believe it was.
August 4th, huh?
Yeah, so,
It's-
at the time, I had asked at the board meeting, why that hadn't gone on the calendar. And you said that, because you could put it on the calendar until, the town board had approved the meeting. So that just sounded strange to me, so I went to town code, and I wasn't able to find anything in town code that restricted when you could put a recognition meeting on the calendar. That led me to Article 13 of General Municipal Law, And just so that folks in the community are aware, given that there is an absence of recreational opportunities for adults in this community, try to find a pickleball court in town of Kinderhook. Not there. There is, first of all, from the town code, it talks about the purpose of the Recreation Commission is to plan and develop recreation programs which should provide a diversity of activities that would appeal to all age groups, not just kids.
I agree.
And then Article 13, so that everybody knows, there is a provision in that article for residents of a municipality, if they wish to have town funds devoted to a recreation purpose, they can petition to get on the ballot, come up with a proposal and an amount of money, and it's specified in the article, how much they would like to see taken from town funds and devoted to recreation. So I was at the meeting on August 4th, and among the people who were there, there was a good deal of enthusiasm for disc golf and also support for the horseback riding group. So my understanding coming from the meeting was that there was going to be a proposal developed. So I'm surprised we're not hearing anything about that. But second thing, I don't know whether, well, if you're driving a car, you've noticed that gas prices have gone up. According to an outfit called Gas Buddy, at one point it was 93.4 cents per gallon. This is for regular fuel, not diesel. 93.4 cents per gallon higher than a year ago. So I'm wondering if it would be a good thing for the town to do to review where funding stands. If we go into a really wicked winter with a lot of snow removal, on the roads and everything like that, is there enough money there? Can we be confident there's enough money there to pay the fuel to run the trucks and to get any kind of equipment that might be needed because of an extra burden from a heavy, heavy snow? So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Oh, I might be able to shed a little bit of light on the disc golf proposal. At that meeting, we discussed with some of the neighboring property owners. At least one of them has a concern that installing a disc golf course in that location might end up with people trespassing on his land. Obviously, we don't want that, and our current design shouldn't result in something like that, but he still has concerns regarding increased use of that area, even though our design doesn't explicitly result in people being on that land. Just the increased use might result in people going in that direction and doing and trespassing or whatever. So the current holdup with us not sending in a proposal is that we wanted to get an official boundary survey of that property to make sure that we have the exact location of all the property lines so that we can discuss with the property owner exactly where the course will be installed, and to ensure that there shouldn't be anything that results in trespassing or any encroachment on his land. And that was primarily why I'm here tonight, is I just wanted to be here to answer any questions regarding the disc golf course or the proposal or anything like that.
I will tell you, I did see Peter Van Alstyne in my office today.
Okay.
He came by for something else, and he said our town engineer, Pat Prendergast, got a hold of him. He just got back from the last days trying to play catch up and he'll only been home for about not even a week, so he's trying to catch up, and that, he said he was gonna contact him and then probably go forward on that.
Yeah, between him being on vacation and general demand for surveyors, it was our understanding at the meeting that it was going to take a bit of time for him to be able to get out there and actually get that survey done. But it was our understanding that he was planning on doing that as soon as it was possible.
Yeah, and he said Pat called him Saturday, he hasn't had time to get back to him yet, which I understand, just getting home and, you know, so. Any other public comments? Yes,
I noticed that masks are required. Does that mean we have to cover our nose, or can we leave it down? Because I'm noticing there's people on the board that aren't covering their nose properly.
I'm wearing a mask. Doesn't stay up.
I was told mask, all right, I'm just trying to follow the rules.
So the other thing I wanted to mention was, and you flagged me down on Saturday when I was going into the dog park. And that really bothered me and set me back and disturbed me the whole day. Because you mentioned that we discussed in the town board meeting that the dog park was gonna be closed for the whole day.
We discussed it at
At our last meeting.
at our meeting.
The last meeting, none of the dog park
Two
people.
meetings ago,
Correct.
meetings ago.
Correct.
But it's been on the town webpage that the
Correct.
town park has been closed.
According to the video, and I quote exactly what you said, how about we can maybe close the park at 5 PM for the dog park? And you also said exactly in that video, I quote, I don't care about you guys being there while we are setting up. So
Well,
that's why I set out the announcement to all the dog park members saying we were gonna close at 4:30 and not the whole day.
up in the office, I believe Melissa was there and said that with Kim Binkowski, but Kim's away, said that we might as well close, we can't, because there was times, I wasn't sure that it was gonna be as big as it was either, but we were really afraid. There was other people besides Grove Park people that decided to, but all in all, the park stayed closed. There was one other family that insisted on doing a baseball thing, and I told them that they had to leave, so it wasn't, and they.
Which I understand that, I'm just, from the
Yeah.
discussion we
I
had,
thought-
I was following.
I thought when Melissa, you were up picking up paperwork.
Yeah, I agreed with Kim and you
I
that
was
yes,
standing in
it
the
would,
door.
it would be good to close at
Right,
4:30, 5 o'clock.
Oh,
So
I
that
didn't
was,
know
that's
about
what I
a
was
time.
agreeing with, that yes, it would be respectful
right.
and proper to close around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
I thought you said the day, you might as well close the day, so that's
Yeah.
what I was under the impression was, because but all in all, yes, okay. It was a day of respect and remembrance, and I was really trying to make sure everything was getting put up, and I didn't want anything to destroy it. A lot of stuff, we had to come back and redo it again, and put it back out. Our cars were loaded, but we couldn't leave it just there, because I was afraid, so.
I think we just wanted to make it clear that we weren't making decisions that weren't priorly discussed in the meeting. We were holding true to what was agreed on, just so that you don't have the feeling that, why are you here? Why are you at the park? It should be closed. So I think it was just wanting to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Okay. No other public comment? Okay, old business. The speed reduction on Old Post Road and County Route 32, I found out that it's still being taken care of since nobody went back to their office like they should have up at the state or so forth, that it is on their desk, but it's slowly getting redone. And I did check in it. Solar law amendments, we're still, I think they gonna have one more meeting on that. I believe, Andy, they have not changed anything as of yet. The Cannabis Committee, myself, Mayor Dale Lizer, Mayor Frank Bevins have each chosen their committee. We each have a representative for us. And we've got some guidelines, but we don't have them all. And we will go forward as soon as we get the rest. The legislator just sent me 128 pages of things to be done. So we are going forward on that, and we're having a meeting this what night is that? Wednesday, the 16th, to go over and see, and try to hash it out.
Wednesday,
This Wednesday,
is that the 16th?
No,
No.
what day is it?
It's 15.
15th, all right. I looked on the thing.
Okay, I just,
It's Wednesday.
What time is that?
Huh?
What time?
6:30.
And since we're asking questions out of turn here and not following any order, who's on the committee?
Myself, picked Key Stack. Dale Eliza picked a woman, the last
Tina
name.
Lang.
You know, like.
Huh?
Tina Lang.
Okay. And then Frank Bevins picked up Patrick, I forget his last name, sorry, I can't remember his last name, sorry, it's up in my folder. You don't wanna make too many on the committee, it's gonna be like crazy, you know
It's
what I mean?
also the start of it.
It's a start. Okay, new business. I have it upstairs, I'll give it to you. I need a motion to accept our emergency plan. It had to be updated with all of the names of the fire chiefs and, the emergency management. Henry Swartz got back to me, and, we have that all in place now with all the other names and phone numbers, and we need to, since it changed again and again, but we have everything totally updated, so. I
Kathy,
need-
I haven't seen it. Can you send it to my email?
It's in our boxes.
It's in your box.
Can it be emailed to me, just so I can read it?
Well, yeah, but it's in your box if you want it.
Can it also be emailed, please?
Okay, super. Would you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. But, yeah,
Thank you.
you have quite a bit in your box, so.
Thank you.
So, and it's all completely done with all the updated, so need a motion to accept that.
I make the motion that we accept the emergency preparedness plan.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Okay.
We also started to get our ARP fund, our American Rescue Plan funding. We have 50% totaling, $264,764.39. We put it into a fund. There was a new guidance that has changed. And our accountant, is very aware of it, and we are, we're looking at some other issues, for broadband, looking to see what we have to do for that, and for infrastructure. So, we just are waiting for a couple other guidelines on that, but that has been put into an account so far. I need a motion, no. Martin H. Glenn Building, we have quite a bit, we're back open and using the building again, which we are thrilled about. Gonna slowly go down, and then if we can okay all of them at once. Family Resource Center, that is for preschool children. Starting today, actually, they started, and they had 3 children, but that application, and they have all come with insurance. KR Storm softball practice in the gym, Northern Center, Central Groves. Taiwan, this is gonna have, number 3 is gonna have to be tabled because we don't have that date that they need available for them. Okay, was that all of them?
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts leader meeting, it's not our local troop,
Okay,
So we did a separate
Where
approval
is
for
it?
that.
Number 4.
Number 4.
I don't have 4. I don't have 4.
I have them. Yeah, it's Girl Scouts of.
So we have
New
Girl
York.
Scout leader meeting, it's a one-time use, and it's the head of that. And they are meeting just that thing. So all but number 3, we have to, hold off on them right now until we can work out a different day. Those days that they want are already booked. So 1, 2, and 4, can I please have a motion to accept those?
I'll make the motion pending, of course, Felicia's approval.
Yeah, Blaise has to approve. Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Well, where are you? Okay. I want to see her, make sure I get the right.
Yep, you're good.
Am I good now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was just me. Okay, our budget is starting to come together eventually. We sent out our budget request, and I was hoping that the town board will be able to do workshop meetings on the 6th and the 20th of October. And on October 4th, at our meeting, set a tentative budget and then go over that. Can I please have a motion that you can do those dates? And that will be at 6:30.
October 6th and October 20th?
October 6th and 20th.
They're Wednesdays.
They're Wednesdays. Sally, is that good for
It
you?
works for me.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Okay,
At 6:30.
at 6:30. All right? And then on the 4th, we will accept the tentative budget and then go from there.
In
Okay?
November?
October 4th. Fall pickup is Monday, October the 18th through November the 22nd. For everybody to start doing that, I guess. We hate that, don't we, John?
Yep.
The family of Peggy Butcher replaced her tree out front. Had some damage to it and it died. So they put the tree up themselves as a family. They called permission and I accepted that they can go ahead and do it. It's the same tree that she wanted. So she's still out there in front of our building. So I wanted to let you know that. I also got one letter so far for vacancies on the BAR, and it's from Jeffrey Olette, and his term will expire at 9/30/26. Can I please have a motion to appoint Jeffrey Olette for that?
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Public comments.
Skip an item on the bottom of your agenda.
Run blood pressure correct.
Oh, so I didn't have that either.
Yeah, no, that must be.
I must have got the typo.
Draft, yeah.
The blood pressure clinic and the COVID vaccine site is gonna be over here at the senior center, over here, on Monday, the 20th, from 1:30 to 3. So do know that is happening, all right?
I have a question. So when you discussed the emergency preparedness plan, it's not the plan, we're just updating contacts?
We already had the
We already had the
plan,
plan.
but we had to update the contact, not names, like fire chief.
And what is the plan? And where can we find it?
I will be glad that, we had it on the webpage, I thought you put it on the webpage, but I will.
I haven't seen it. I see that we have a committee for
Wrong one.
this, but I have not been able to.
I thought, well, we will put it up on our webpage as of tomorrow, all right? I wanted to also, and it has to get changed every few months.
Uh-huh.
COVID did put a little damper on it, but we have everything updated. And Kim Binkowski had all this, all right? Just so you know, and it's part of hers. I have a COVID plan that we did already adopted last year, I think. That was from the governor, that's already been done. And now we have this emergency plan here, and I can make sure, I'll give it to, can you put that on the webpage?
Sure.
Okay, she'll put that on the
So
webpage.
this is like a comprehensive plan that.
Every
we
town pretty
follow?
much has it, yes. Every
Right, but
town.
you update it every couple months?
Well, because, the trouble was that we had it, but then the fire chiefs were different than what we thought they were.
Okay.
So we had to change that, and then the emergency plan in Hudson, so we just had to make sure that we had the right people and so forth. And, you start having appointments, I guess, so that's what happened. We thought Kinderhook was the same, and it wasn't, so the village of Kinderhook. So so that's what we did. So we ended up making sure Kim did it herself. It was done in her office, so.
So if we have.
If you want my copy, you can have it.
I mean, yes, I would love to look at it, but in addition, it'd be nice to that people, just everybody, right? Because it should lay out what to do in acts of like weather emergencies, like where we report, right?
Well, that's
Like
all-
emergency shelters and things.
Right, the weather emergency, was done through a grant back in with, Congressman Chris Gibson's office and the Red Cross. And the Red Cross is the one that is contacted right away, and they handle all emergency plans. And the space that they are supposed to be using is the school, supposedly. Unfortunately, they never got a generator. I talked to Suzette about it and so forth, and that's what the Red Cross told us, and emergency management with the county.
Oh, I was just talking to Suzanne about PTA stuff, and she said the school is the emergency.
Right, she said,
So
I
we
said
are
to her,
set
I
up
said, you are
for
the
them.
emergency. She says, okay. People thought it used to be the highway, and it never was really.
Well, I've heard
because it
we've
was
used the
never-
highway on a certain occasion, and I've also heard we've used the fire department.
With the fire
on
companies,
some-
but a lot
on
of, like,
some-
for the highway, they need to get their trucks in and out. And
Right,
the Red
of
Cross
course.
is very obvious about that.
Yeah, the same thing with the fire
And the same
departments,
thing
right?
with the fire, all fire companies, all fire
Yeah.
companies do not want to be named as emergency plans.
Now, do we have something set up for like an alert system, like when the water main broke and, you know?
Yeah, there is a special, God, what is it?
Code red or red alert?
The code red goes in and it goes on everybody's houses and phones and landlines. They have a list of all that.
And that's what you just set up a few months ago, right?
Well, I have
remember at
had
the
that,
meeting.
we had that, but then we have to make sure that we always keep it up to date, yes. And I did set up the one
Right.
for water main breaks, I have a lot already done.
Right, yeah, because I remember.
We only have one
talking
water
about
main
it.
break that really breaks
Right.
all the time. So,
Right.
and that's already filed with the CAM's office and in the supervisor's office also. Contact people
Okay, great.
and so forth. So that's.
So
already
when
done.
we upload the emergency plan on the website, then it'll lay all this stuff out.
Well,
for
this is
residents
for the
about what we
town,
should
this
do?
is the town of Kinderhook's emergency plan.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So it'll be something that everyone can go on the website. and
yes, I'll have to put it up.
During it.
It's
Okay,
long, but,
yeah.
you know. And Kim worked really very hard on all this, for a long time now, and then we had it updated and we had it updated again. So it's all done.
The Cannabis Committee, is that, the minutes gonna be posted for that online?
The minutes?
Yeah, when you guys have your meetings.
Oh, I think, yeah, I could put in the time, when we're having it, sure. You mean when we're having it?
No, the minutes afterwards, like what was discussed in the meeting?
I have to see who's gonna do the minutes. I'll ask both mayors how they're gonna work that out.
What time's that meeting
6:30
again? That's here,
here.
And it's open to the public, anybody can come in?
I believe they can be open to the public, yeah, but, it's our say, the committee. We're just learning, we're just starting,
Right.
you know? Yes, Matthew?
I have a couple of questions. On the last item, you touched on the blood pressure clinic and the COVID vaccine site.
Yes,
I just read today that the county just canceled their COVID vaccine site.
they canceled theirs. Right, right.
For, I guess it was Thursday of this week, right? Or Wednesday rather, because they don't have participation, and I don't know if that is, or public interest, I think.
This is from Glacier, actually, and we told them that we would put it out there, and we have it on our webpage too.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, it's all through Glacier. You have a copy of that?
I do have a copy of it.
Somewhere.
Oh, no, it's in my office.
Oh, and we have it posted right outside their office,
Yeah,
so.
that's all, it's in the building.
And we just told them that we would spread the word, like we should. It's on our webpage and theirs.
Second question, on the appointments, you said one of the seats on the Board of Assessment Review, I know it's been on the website, is there more than one vacancy on the Board of Assessment Review?
Well, you're up.
Yes, I am,
Yes, you are.
but not expired yet, so
Not
that's a
Yeah,
forthcoming.
September.
Right, okay. And then my last question for you is on the Rescue Plan Act funding.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get clarification, because you said that you received 50% totaling 264, but at a prior meeting, you said,
They gave us
Check.
extra. They gave us, it was, 2,000 and something. Kim was, I thought you were broke it down. But we got an extra over 2,000. We got half of that, which was over $1,000, 1,164, I think it was, off the top of my head. They gave us extra funding, for, emergency planning, they said. And that was all part of that ARP group.
right, but that's not my question. I think,
Oh.
and Amelia might remember this as well. You stated at a prior meeting of the board that we were gonna get 2 allotments of 500,000 plus each allotment. That's what you said, right, Amelia? Do you have that? Because you reported that number.
Well, either way, that's the total amount.
So what is the total amount of funds awarded to the town of Kinderhook? from
Okay, here it
the federal
is.
government?
Okay. An additional allotment of $2,161.94 has been issued also, which brings the total allotment to $531,690.71.
That's total.
That's total.
And
Because
that's,
our June meeting did say 2 payments of 529,000.
yes, thank
Right,
you.
but then this just came in, the extra $2,164.94 was dated late August. We did, and I'm reporting it now, August 23rd. Well, that's what it was.
So you're taking the 529 and adding the 2,000 to get to 531, but is it only one allotment of 531, not 2? Because Sally's right, you said 2 prior, so I'm just,
So, I'm
She
sorry.
just said she made a mistake.
I know, I'm clarifying.
Oh, okay.
And can I ask a follow-up question to that? Because there's been some confusion among people I've talked to, that some of the 531,000 is to go to either the village of Glacier or the village of Kinderhook, or is that simply the town's money and they're getting their own?
They're getting their own.
They're getting their own, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you for clarifying. And
And the $531,690.71 is coming in 2 separate payments. And by the summer of 2022, that's when the first one will be 50%, and we got our 50%.
Okay.
So, and then next summer, they're supposed to give us the other 50. But it depends on the guidelines and see what we use the money for, if they would give it to us.
And there's, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No,
And there's no secondary funding coming from the second stimulus to the town that you're aware of, the CSRRA?
No.
It's not the ARP, it's the secondary pot.
I have
Nothing, okay,
never got any notice.
okay, thank you.
You can feel free to give it. Yes, sir. You have to state your name.
My name is Aaron Perry, and I'm from the.
I have to help you with the name. Pardon me, what is it?
My name is Aaron Perry, and I'm from the Northeast Center for Spiritual Growth, and I was just curious about the process for our building application. You said that it was tabled to.
Oh, yeah,
This is
okay.
Taekwondo.
Yeah, the Quanda, yeah, okay, let's say that. Yes, because it was conflict with dates.
Okay.
All right, the building is already being used on those dates and so forth. So, the woman that runs it in the clerk's office on the calendar, she was going to make sure, double check on all of them. So right now it's on hold, okay?
All right, I'm presuming she'll contact me then?
We have to see what's actually open because there's conflict on the 2 days that you wanted it. And there was like 2 other groups too, so we're trying to work that all out.
Well, they want it for like a period, but the days,
Yeah, it's the day of the week that was the conflict.
Okay.
Just so you know. You picked out a Wednesday and something else.
Monday.
Yeah, the
Monday,
Monday
yeah.
usually, yeah.
Yes. So it's tabled until we can
we'll
work out.
work with you to get the
Certainly,
dates for that.
I'm happy.
Is there another night that maybe we can work it out?
I'm
We'll keep
absolutely.
Oh, you could? Okay, we'll get in touch with you.
Is there more information on what we do and who we are and how long we've been doing it, or any other information that you guys need from us?
The letter is attached to your application.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gave us a
They do
letter.
have that.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure you got all the information you
Yeah, and
needed
we'll-
and you didn't
right.
need any more information.
And we also passed it to Valasia, but they're gonna table until we can actually work it out all the dates.
Thank you.
No, thank you. It's nice meeting you. Any other? Board comments?
Nothing. I guess I just wanted to say that Really quick, the 9/11 ceremony really was very touching.
Yeah, it was.
And there was a lot of hard work that went into that, and it was great with the flags hanging, coming into the park, off the ladder trucks, and the helicopter going over top, during everything. And just the participation and the emotion from it all was great, and the speeches were just,
Breathtaking.
they were
very moving.
so emotional and moving, so, but it was a great job.
Jeffrey Cox
good.
I've known for, over 40, 50 years, and it was I've asked him before, and that was the first time he was able to do it. It was very hard for him. But when the bagpipes clicked out and stood in formation in front of the monuments and started playing Amazing Grace, if you looked around, the tears were just coming down his face besides mine, and same thing with Suzanne and Jerry, and the color guards were very moved and crying. I mean, it was a touching ceremony, it was moving, and I can't thank everybody enough for making a beautiful day of it. It really was, so thank you.
Is that kid okay that collapsed? Or
You know what happened? So I guess he stood there with his lights crossed the whole time, and he was very hot, and he had no fluid in him, but he was fine.
very pale.
He did, so he went down, Dr. Cuizar caught him, of course, so he was fine. I checked on him later, and his mother said we gave him a bottle of water, and he got up and started going, but she said she brought him home, just to make sure. So rescue squad was right there, so, which was good.
Do you know why? I don't even know, you might not even be aware because you were in the middle of, and it was a beautiful ceremony. But are you aware that they were turning people away?
No.
Well, they did block the road.
No, people wanted to come in. We heard it at the dog park. People were all, they chatter and, oh, we came, we wanted to see it. And, they told us.
The state trooper at the state road in 28 right there said that he wasn't allowing any more cars to come through.
They couldn't because of the parade. So there's, at 5 o'clock, we had to block the road. Because people could say, oh yeah, I'm going to the town park, but they're really not, they're trying to get to Hannaford.
So it wasn't that they were saying that.
No, it wasn't
the event
that.
was too full.
No,
They
just we had to, for safety and with the parade.
We tried to see if they can open it up, and actually Golden Harvest said, you can use some of my, but it was just, the state police and the sheriffs, they combined it, and they said absolutely not. That's why the road was closed, and I understand because they have seen people barricade.
I just thought I'd ask so that when people are upset, right?
No,
we can
that's why.
Yeah,
let
tell
them
them,
know.
that's why.
Right, we can make it clear that
Right,
it wasn't.
that was why.
Yeah.
And we did fear that. We were gonna let people come if they said they're, tell the police, oh, we're going to the town park.
Yeah.
But, we knew that people would just still keep trying to drive. So we had
They
to make
opened
that
it up
decision
in
to stop
25
it.
minutes, and a half hour was open, so.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they just
No,
missed the
They wanted
The parade,
to.
yeah.
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 Because right after the parade was done, they opened the road right back up. So
Yeah.
people could come
They
to the service.
They should have been told, pull over to the side and when it's open.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
But we were
hindsight,
it was
right?
very tough because we were shorthanded, police officers at both ends too, which
Yeah.
is common right now.
Yeah.
All right, yes,
I have a question.
media.
So when does the solar committee meet?
They met once already, and Phil could have answered that, but he's not here. And I know, twice did they meet? I thought it was once here, but
Well, it was
the
on the
committee.
calendar, so I could talk.
Yeah, so, but, we actually probably should see again, we haven't really changed anything, so we have to see what he, when
You
did
haven't
they
changed
meet?
anything from what was presented
I
at
think it was
that?
last Thursday, the month, to be honest with you, but.
Yeah, they come in, Smart Climate, they have talked about it. Last Thursday of the month they are here. Any other media questions, board questions? Can I have a motion? We don't need executive session.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
No, I leave in a minute, that's why I came.
Oh, you want executive session?
I will answer the woman's question as far as gas goes. We're paying, I think, $1.50 a gallon, so it's not, we don't pay what people on the street pay. So it's never really an issue, we get monthly reports, so we're pretty good compared to what you and I are paying on our own.
Yeah. I'm a little worried.
Yeah, it's, we don't pay any tax on it, so it's like $1.50 a gallon, all the rest is tax.
They
So
do
we're pretty
have to do
good
it.
when it comes to, as far as that stuff goes, unless the bottom really, you know, we don't pay nowhere near the pumps. There's a big difference there.
Wanted you to have the snow cleared.
Not a problem.
John, you want to come up here and then executive session?
No, it's not
Oh.
executive session, but it's, you know, these people don't need to hear it if they
Okay.
don't want to hear it, I guess. I'll talk to you about CHIPS money and
Oh, yeah.
what's going on. I don't really want to wear my mask, so I don't want these gentlemen
No, I do.
being a tizzy over it, I guess. This has nothing to do with our prior conversation as far as bookkeepers go. I want to get that out right away. I'm not here to complain because I don't have a bookkeeper. I'm here to complain because I've come across some things that I find troubling. And if I had a bookkeeper, it wouldn't make a difference anyways. So I want that understood before this goes on. You think I'm down here just trying to cause another problem on why I don't have one. I think Tim made a good case when we had that conversation, I guess. And it is what it is. But I'm under the understanding that 1st of September, there was a $250,000 bill sent.
Yeah,
I'm not
so-
aware of it.
We had
I'm
actually
getting
looked at that
sent
at one point.
Slips to
Well,
look at as far as
This,
what's on there that's chips, and it's monthly, it's like day-to-day stuff, it has nothing to do with chips. And he ought to know it, she might not know it, but these people are supposed to know. And I'm looking at his CarQuest, Chatham Auto Parts, it has nothing to do with it. And I talked to, you know, the vendor, and they said they sent the bill on the 1st of the month. So why am I not aware that the bill is sitting there, it was emailed to you? Because that has to do with chips, not this,
How Russo bill?
yeah.
Yeah, we spoke to her, she called us.
Yeah, but I'm not aware of it.
Oh.
I'm getting
Because of
sent
this
paperwork.
being so late, that's what happened.
Well, you got the notice, the bill on September 1st. It was a Wednesday. Doesn't matter when the meeting is. In normal practice, the bill is paid as soon as it comes in. It's not voucher. You pay it as soon as it comes in, and it's not paid.
How much was the bill then?
$250,000, somewhere around there. And I'm not sure why. So I'm getting this paperwork looking for a ghost that's not there. Either she doesn't know.
I have the bill.
Right,
It will
so
get mailed
my
to her.
problem is, it's been a week and a half and I'm trying to chase people around.
Oh.
And I've called down to the office, I called Wednesday several times, I called Thursday several times.
Yeah, thank you for the
Nobody
support.
answers the phone. It ain't one phone call at one particular time. So I was down here 2 weeks ago, and I go upstairs and the door is locked. Now, she's part-time. I don't think you get lunch in 6 hours. I don't have a problem with lunch, but I don't get to sit down and close my office off and not speak to anybody. And I'm there 10 hours a day or better. So I don't know if it's practice now that we lock the door at 12 o'clock and we don't talk to anybody. That irritated me. That door's never been locked in
The
16
office
years.
door?
Yeah.
If I wasn't there, she was going to the bank.
No, she was sitting in the room. I
Well,
peeked
that's
through the
just
door
not-
and
yeah,
banged on it, but
We
why is
we
it
do that
locked?
at Kim's office too. We sometimes have problems with, we really do, right? I will say that.
Well, the
I'm
lights are
sorry,
off,
I'll make
Patsy,
sure.
and the
I
door's
like the
locked.
door open,
Well, it should be. This is
You
why
know.
I'm down here.
all right.
Because if the door's locked, she's eating lunch in
Well.
6 hours, I really, you should answer a question or so. You shouldn't be locking the door and not answering the phone and or having people come in or out of there. So I felt that odd. If that's gonna be
Okay.
practice, I won't come down here until after 12:30. But in 6 hours, it's my personal opinion that she shouldn't take a half-hour lunch with the door locked. But she's works for you.
I
So-
will address that.
I didn't think that was cool, and, I don't have time to come down here every time I got a question. And like I said, it's 9 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, it's 2:30, nobody answers the phone. Something's gotta be fixed as far as,
Well, she is on vacation right now. You do know.
no, I don't, and that's another
She did
problem. I
tell,
have.
what's his name? Well, I thought she told or sent an email. What's his
No,
name?
I don't have any email.
All right.
I heard through the grapevine she wasn't in the state, but I didn't know myself, which never happened before neither.
This is kind of executive session
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is like personnel stuff.
How
So
What
so?
you're talking about?
Because you're talking about our personnel, so the press really can't be here, is what my point is.
The door's locked? That has
No,
to do with
we're
that?
talking about personnel.
It's personnel matters. You're talking about how somebody's taking their lunch and stuff. It's stuff that affects the town because of personnel. So it should be executive session,
Well, then,
is what I'm just saying.
however you want to
Andy, am I
do it.
right or wrong?
I mean, you certainly could go in if you want to have a frank discussion about it.
Could, but it's not necessary for
Well,
where
it's
I've
up to the
been.
board. The board can decide if they want to go in executive session.
Cat's out of the bag, right?
It's already
Yeah,
out there.
right? It's already,
Cat's out of the bag already.
right?
Well, I'm just trying to
Continue.
figure
Go,
out
go.
what's going on here, because
I will-
I'm worried
I will
about
address
the
it.
million, or the $500,000, $250,000, and getting the stuff situated. There's been problems already with bills not getting paid, with people we've done business with for over 30 years, and then, we have finally got the payroll straightened out, but it took till last week, where we didn't have a problem with a payroll issue.
Did you get notification that 250,000 wasn't paid yet? Did somebody call you?
I called them.
Okay.
Well, they came down and said they sent the bill last week, so I knew that the bill was
And
there.
Russo called me, I personally,
Well, they said
that
he
she
emailed it,
called
so.
she called me.
Normally, it's kind of like dropped off in hand, or they said
Right,
they mailed
and
it.
normally it's handed,
But the
she
email
already
to
called,
you.
she said,
Right,
fine,
so
but
I want to
and
make sure that we get it paid.
you will
and-
get it paid, John, and I believe I have to mail it out after tonight's, everything goes through with the vouchers and everything, and I have it upstairs to get paid. Yep. And I also, I know I got copies, I also have the Bobcat, and the other has been emailed. to them,
Tim told me that the bonds were satisfied,
So,
and that's the floor too, I would assume.
So what?
Yes. We approved it tonight.
we approved it.
Yeah, he told me, I don't know, a couple weeks ago that the floor and all that was all set. He explained the
It's all
Bobcats
done.
in here, whatever. But you do realize you have to have a copy of that check, so
Yes, I do.
mailing it to them, you gotta make sure that, normally it's handed, they go do it, and they hand it to you right then and there. However you wanna do it, but make sure you get a copy of it.
I already got the copy of the check, I made a
Well,
couple
that
copies.
is
Was that one
cashed.
of the ones
But I have
that
to
we did
get it.
tonight, Ralphie?
I don't know what's in
I
it.
don't see it in
That's
there.
DB.
It's not a voucher.
No.
Not a
it's not
voucher.
No.
It's in DB, anyhow. But yes, I have it upstairs. I have
Well,
it.
you have to get a copy of them cashing it.
Cashing the check.
Yes, that's why normally
I
it's been
understand
driven
that.
up there. So if you're gonna mail it in, you just wanna watch that they get you the copy that they went to the bank,
Right,
cashed it, because the state won't pay it unless they see that
I understand.
it went there.
Yeah.
So we've never mailed it before, but I wanna make sure that if you're doing it that way,
Well, I mean, I
that
could
they
take
do
it down, but I mean,
at this point, we missed the window anyways because
well,
of
we
the
have,
rain.
there's other windows too, and we were told, actually, I thought we were told.
I think, I said that.
He said to me,
that
but
you
I
want it
forgot, we couldn't get it done in the time frame to do
Right, it
it.
was too late, and I thought they were gonna do it all in one lump. So did they do Mason Road yet?
Well, Mason's not part of the
Mason Road
CHIPS
is a
money,
nightmare.
to say the
Oh, that's-
least.
Oh, my
Phone
God.
call
So that's not part of it?
From what's his
See, he
name up there.
told,
Right, but they missed the window, and I say that.
Oh, wow.
We did,
Tommy Mates?
yeah, you should hear that phone call.
Yeah,
Yeah, he wants to be paid for all the
Who's that
work he
one?
does.
Tom Mates, he lives on Mason
Oh, yeah.
Road.
So I wanted to make sure
yes. it
that
was,
happened,
yep.
and like I said,
And I
I want more
I know she
accessibility,
does-
I guess.
She does, I don't know what day, but I'll make sure that she is spoken to. She is doing good at her job.
Not saying that she isn't.
She's trying.
I just didn't understand if you change things.
Well,
Because she
everybody,
works for
what, John,
If
I
that's
hate
the
to
way
tell
that it
you, but
goes, then
before
fine.
anybody else, when I first got here, everybody sat down for a lunch.
I get that, but the
And
door
worked
was
the same
open.
hours.
The door was open and you could come in and have
Mm.
something handled.
All
I
right.
never walked up on it locked, and I didn't know if something
She
changed.
used to lock it a lot because she wanted quiet.
I never ran into it. I just
Yeah.
found it really odd
I mean,
that their door was
It has-
locked, and
but,
I
I
wanted
mean-
to ask you if this is protocol so that I know.
it might,
If
unless.
we do that, then we're gonna have to advertise, like,
I will
when we
make
do at the
sure.
post office,
Well, it's
or
like,
at the pharmacy, that
that's
we're
right.
closed from
I
this
showed
to
up at the
this.
pharmacy and found out
Right.
that they were gone from 2 to 2:30, and I was
Right.
irritated.
And I always get there
I
at
didn't already
2:15.
know it. I want to know, send an email out on whatever
I'll-
you're changed. I'm
Yeah.
not saying right, wrong, or otherwise.
Every
just
day is
saying, I
different.
don't get one, and if somebody comes in, they're on their own
We all,
schedules and what have
we
you.
all ate at.
That's my opinion. It might not be yours. She
She's
works
at
for
her
you.
desk, so did Kim. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I've walked in on lunch many a time.
I know you have.
Taking care of whatever, so.
Is that something
found it
official that we do, like the post office, and we put up a
No, what I'm
sign?
saying, we should, if that's,
well, sometimes.
If that's how it's gonna be, we should do
That's how,
that.
that's how it's gonna
Like
be.
if the doors are locked?
It's sometimes at 2:30, what she has done is like, do all the banking. When she does the banking, it's not just town clerk, it's town clerk, it's everybody, building department, everybody's in town. And then she does mailing, and mostly the mailing is for the certified mailers, that we want that return receipt and so forth. We do some up there, but.
Because you wouldn't know. I mean, the lights were off, the door was locked. If I didn't peek my
Yeah,
head in
and she
there, I
comes in
never
at
saw her.
7:30, 8 o'clock, and knowing sometimes leaves at 2:30 also.
No.
I know.
If she lets me know, then I can try to
Well, okay.
call when she's gonna be in or around or whatever the case might be. I wanted to make sure about that, so we got that
Chips will
straight,
be
so
taken
that
care of.
make sure that the salt bills, when they start rolling in, are
That's all ordered.
taken care of. Yeah, the bill's gotta be paid, and I just wanna make sure she's up for some of that stuff.
Every
too.
day, she sits there and does the bills. Every day, puts them in the system, has it all ready for us.
Had some things, where we ran into some problems, and I believe her and I have worked it out. It seems to be every time we set up an account, the bills never get to her, so.
I know, what,
I don't get them
well, listen,
emailed to
I'm
me.
waiting for some legal papers.
I
that-
told her from now on, then I'll come down and we'll have a three-way phone call, or I'll come down here and we can call, and it all gets set up with her being in the room when
Right.
the account gets
Yeah.
set up, so
that's
it's
good.
no more of this didn't get paid and I didn't get it, and I'm not getting it emailed
instance, today,
and all this other crap.
We had people with this building thing, that they still were going to the old, applications. Oh, you weren't here yet. All went to their old email address. And the guy showed, he mailed in 4 applications. And it was that old and we had that fixed, so now we have, but he did this a while ago. I never thought that, I said, yeah, that email's been changed and we got Outlook now.
There should be a way, though, that we could either have, when somebody does that, they get a notification that it's not
That's what I asked them.
the correct
I did ask
address,
them.
or it just forwards
It'll
to,
bounce back.
I
yeah,
got some
That's
bounced into
exactly what they
mine.
said would happen if you didn't get the bill, it would have bounced back.
right.
They said that didn't happen. I
Yeah,
wanted to make sure you got it, but I know once winter starts rolling around, some of that stuff can be pretty hot and heavy. And Dee was very good at what she did, but she'd run into some troubles with them and their billing too. So it's, can be complicated, I guess, so
right.
I want to stay after it to make sure
Right.
I do
we don't
too.
get the salt bills mixed up and then
No,
can't get it.
I think we always know those.
I'm not down here blaming anybody, I'm down here asking you what the protocol is. and
Right.
Okay,
What I've run into, and I'm asking you why, that's all. Not down here witch hunting or head hunting or any of that, I'm irritated.
Everything
Because
else
I've been
going
trying.
okay? Down
Can't
there?
keep up with the grass, everything's wet, we're behind with the drag box, and we, we're trying to catch up. Calarusa's behind, that's why Mason's not done, and we won't dig the hill out.
so that's not gonna be a chips thing,
It's
maybe.
No,
Now,
it's
that
a
might
day
be-
thing,
that might be
because
a
if we
FEMA
got the
or
rain we
something.
did the other day, it would have been laying in 203,
I
so
know, right?
it's been
Is
a real
that a
problem.
strong thing?
Yes, that might be the.
A FEMA thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Or remember I asked you about storm?
I don't have any real storm damage. Mason Road I was explaining, if I tore it out, took all the blacktop out, and we got a storm, it'd be laying at the bottom of the road. So
Right.
we have to coordinate where we're gonna take it out one day and they're gonna pave it the next. That's why that's not done, and they're behind because of all of it.
Everything.
So everything has just been, that's why we missed our window. When I talked to, I forget his name,
Bob?
he was like,
Probably.
we need to do it, by Thursday of whatever week it was, and I was like, they're not coming in till then, so it ain't gonna happen, we'll have to look for the next window whenever that is, when I still don't know when it is, but I just wanted to make sure
Right,
that
no, it's quarterly.
you got the check, the bill, that you were aware of it, because
I am
I haven't
aware
heard
of it,
anything, and
But,
she's sending me things that aren't, related to it, so I
well,
was like,
because I said, you
Right.
gotta ask me, I can help you out a little bit better on that.
well, yeah, I mean, $250,000.
Yeah.
You can see that versus, $3
But
grand.
I think she's more worried, making sure she's doing it right, the way you want it, so.
It's picking the phone up and asking.
You know.
The sheets that I was getting made me worried because they have nothing to do with it.
Right,
And then that's been sitting there for a week and a half and nobody said anything to me about it. So I was like, I need to come down and find out on top of
That's it.
some of the other stuff. Like I said, I'm not witch hunting. I said right off the bat, I wasn't down here over the bookkeeper because everything I just said wouldn't have mattered. If you can't get a hold of her, it has nothing to do with the prior conversation.
No,
It's just,
I get
this
it.
is the stuff that I was aggravated over,
Yeah,
and I wanted to ask you about it, and I wanted to make sure that the board is aware of what I'm asking, because I just don't want it between you and I. I want everybody to know that you and I have had this conversation, and hopefully, the note is a good idea, and that may not have come out before.
right,
She might think, hey, I want a minute to myself to eat without being bothered.
right.
My opinion is different. If my opinion doesn't matter down here, she works for you. I do things at the garage that you don't.
I think
particularly
everybody in the building pretty much does it their way. I mean.
Well, it was just
everybody.
never, I never ran into the door being locked, so I just wondered if it was
I run
something
into
new.
the.
And it's not up to me to question
I have
her.
locked it.
No, I get it.
For me
I
to
get it.
be here,
John, I
I
have locked the door
You know,
at times
you know.
myself while it's in there because of who was in there.
I don't, but, I just wanted to make sure we need to get the line of communication a little bit more clear. Maybe she needs a bat phone or something, so the signal goes up, that I'm reaching out or something.
Yeah, but
I'm worried coming into
Yeah,
winter, because
right.
it can get really busy with the salt bills, and it costs a lot of money. And they're nasty, they were nasty to Dee, so, I tried to stay away from all the vendors that didn't send the bills on time, and then all of a sudden, 3 months go by, and now they want it all now, and it doesn't fit in the books. And Dee would say, please don't do business with them anymore.
Right.
And we moved on, and she's had trouble with the salt people in somewhat similar fashion, so I don't know how to explain that to her, but I
There
don't.
are a lot of places you can get salt.
I want to be sure that even though the way they do things, that it's my concern based on the last, couple of weeks of things that have been
legitimate,
going
I
on.
get it.
And it's like, I don't wish ill will, I'm not down here to say,
I appreciate
one way or another, but I'm allowed my opinion.
No, you are.
for sure.
We all work hard up there, and I, kind of the same with everybody else, so.
Yeah.
I expect it, it's gonna get, if the winter is anything like this summer, it's gonna get bad, so.
I think it's gonna be the nicest
Better not
winter
get
going,
cold, we
because
were having
summer
tons of
sucks.
snow.
1 inch of rain equals 10 inches of
Yeah.
snow, just for your.
I know.
Oh, I know
Well,
that, I know.
I think
Thank you
we got-
for coming down and coming.
We got 15 inches of rain in the first 2 weeks of July. It slowed down some, but
John, I'm on top, I'll take care
I
of it.
just wanted to make
Thank
sure,
you.
and I feel more comfortable, like I say, in front of everybody, so they're all on the same page, so everybody here heard the same thing, and it's not something different getting to somebody else. And I know you're gonna post the meetings as far as the budget goes. I'd rather not be to a meeting that doesn't pertain to me.
Yeah,
If they're
no.
both gonna pertain to me, then I'll be there, but
You
I
never
wanna be
did.
there to explain why I asked for what I asked for and what goes on, and I want that opportunity to explain it to the entire town board, not just one or two people.
We can always, if you come to our meeting, we can always address you then, so you don't have to stay for the whole
It
thing.
used to,
too.
remember, it was that
Yeah.
way in the past.
It was,
We all
yeah.
went in and had to
Yeah.
say why we
No,
were
you're right.
doing what we were doing and how. I
Good
would
idea.
like that
Yeah.
opportunity for you to ask me why I asked for $10,000 more in this account, or why I want
Right.
this, or why I want that. So I have the opportunity to explain.
Especially the
You're a big
equipment.
part of our budget, so we need, so. I
You
guess
are
that's
the
So
right.
you have the dates,
Million
right?
something.
October 6th and 20th? Budget?
Like, I'm gonna remember that when I walk out here, but I wanna be able to go online and
Yeah,
you
we-
write it down to me. though.
Right. Let's make it, we can call you John.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure, if you only got one where you're dealing with me, really,
Yep,
then I'll.
So
switch
we'll
it
have you
out.
come to that.
If you're gonna
Well,
do
why don't we
two
do
that
that?
pertain to me, then, whatever, but it used to be one meeting, one deal, one go around.
Right.
And that was that, so I want that opportunity, because I kinda miss it.
Definitely.
You're gonna look at it and go, I really don't understand why he's doing this, or why he's asking for that, and I want my opportunity to say why and what my reasoning is.
Yeah,
So that there's no assumptions, because you can look at it and you're all gonna assume something in your own way on why I'm asking or what I'm doing, or you might wanna say, why do you need 2 trucks? And why is one this and why is one that? I should have that opportunity to answer.
you used to do that, you used to explain the trucks to us, I remember you,
Well,
I remember.
Back in the
that.
day, all of us had to come in and explain.
I remember
Sure
Pat.
did.
Ray Hawley, me,
Yeah.
Kim,
Oh, yeah,
would all
every
sit
year.
in a room, and I remember going at it with Pegeen over the cell phones, which she didn't have really no say so. She
That's
seemed
for
to,
what you want to. All right, let's
yeah.
make a motion to adjourn this.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Make a motion,
I make a motion that we adjourn.
second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.